Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jimmy, and in today's video we will be reviewing the AceFit Pro from AceFast. Now these are over-the-ear buds. This is something that you're able to listen to music but still be fully aware of all of the environment all around you. You can see those pulsating lights, and they look a lot better when I turn off the lights that's right in front of me. So this way at night, if you're walking or running, you're able to be seen. Now what's cool is that this case also has the battery life, and it's again easier to see without the light shining on it right there. But you can see the battery life of your left and the right, and then also the percentage of the case, which is at 97%. And it's a very, very slim case as well. So any type of workout clothes or purse or anything that you're using, these will just slip right in. Now these earbuds, these over-the-ear buds, are super comfortable and light. They only weigh 7.6 grams. So putting them on here is super comfortable that you can wear all day. Now, I've already reviewed the AceFit Air. So this is the AceFit Air, this black one here. And there was a little bit of details, a little bit of feedback that I had for them. First off, this indicator light that's right in there blinking in the middle, that's the only indicator light on this case. So when you were plugging it in, you don't really know exactly if it's charging, if it's fully charged, or the status of the battery or anything. So this is the Air. So if you're looking for a different version of the AceFit from AceFast, this one's Air. And then this one right here is Pro. But I do highly suggest the Pro. These ones are much better. Again, you're able to see the battery information on the outside of this case. I do believe that this Pro is a higher, better volume and better sound than the Air, because when I am mowing, I feel like I can barely hear the mower with this thing at 100% volume. And looking at this box here, it says lighter, thinner, better sound. So I don't know if they're talking about the Air, but even though they said that it's the same audio experience, maybe it's just something that's just going on between the word with Air and Pro, but the Pro to me sounds better and has a wider volume range, so it can get louder. So right now, currently with Amazon Prime Days of July 8th through 11th, these ones will be marked down in price. So there is a normal Amazon Day sale going on, but then I also have a additional 25% discount code. So with the sale on Amazon Prime Days, these are going down to $92.79, but with my additional 25% off code that you guys can see in the description and the top pinned comment, it'll bring the final price all the way down to $69.59. Again, it is a almost like a 50% discount from where the original price or retail price is for these. Now, for transparency purposes, this is a paid review, but it's a way for us to partner up so then I'd be able to give you guys a 25% discount code on top of what is happening with the Amazon Prime Days. And it's also just the fee to be shown on this size of channel. Again, I don't go based off of any of their information other than just what we did with the 25% discount code. So I'm not influenced by any script or anything of what I need to say. And this video is not being approved by the company beforehand. So you guys are seeing it at the same time that they are as well. Getting a closer look at the case and the bud. So here is the top, here's the bottom. Bottom is where you have your USB Type-C charging. When you open this up, this is where you're greeted with your left and also your right. So this is where you're able to pair them up. You can see that red R right over there, and then also your little green or olive green L, and just being, placed right there. Getting a closer look at the buds, you can just see the name of AceFast. Then you can look underneath. It's kind of see-through to see some of the components underneath. Underneath here, this is where you have your magnets and some of those speakers. And so how this works and how the speakers are is that they are a 3-magnet ultra linear speaker. And what that does is it does help with the direction of the audio so you won't have leakage. So it is going directly into your eardrum and not leaking around the left or right of your ear. So this way you're not losing any of that sound. And now for some of the specs of the AceFit Pro. When it comes down to the Bluetooth version, it is version 5.4. The transmission distance is 10 meters. The earbuds batteries are 60 milliamp hours, which gives you about 6 hours of music listening at 60%. Now, if you're still listening to music at 60%, along with the battery size of the charging case, you can get a total working time of about 25 hours. But if you bring it down to 50%, you can get all the way up to 30 hours of the total working time. When it comes down to the charging case battery, this one is 500 milliamp hours. Charging the case takes about 2 hours from 0 to 100%. And charging the earbuds from 0 to 100% takes about 1 hour. And the waterproof rating on this one is IP54. So it's good for a little bit of dust and a little bit of sweat. And one of the most important things is just how light the earbuds are. So they are 7.6 grams. So you can listen to these things all day. The color of buds that I have is the green color, but you also have gray, you also have pink, and then lastly, you have purple. Now let's take a look at the application that you will be using. It is a free application from the Play Store as well as the App Store, and it's simply called AceFast. Now this is your main screen right here for your hub of all of the devices that you may have connected. So this is where you add in a device if this is your first one, second, or third. Up over here you can see all of the devices that I have connected within this application. I have the ACEFAST AceFit Air, which is right here. Then you also have the ACEFAST AceFit Pro, which is the one that we are reviewing right now. So I'm going to go through, get this thing connected. I'm going to throw it over the ears because I'm able to do that with this type of job that I'm doing, which is just shooting videos, listening at the environment around me, and I'm able to talk and not have to yell because I don't have the active noise cancellation on. Now up over here, this is where you can see details for the case, and then this is where you can see the details for the buds. Now moving from the buds to the case inside of the application, this is where you can change the lighting effects. So you can change, the pulsating if you want it short or long, and you can also change the color that you would like the ambient color to be, or the case color. So you can go with orange and yellow, a couple of different colors of green. You have light blue, darker blue, you have pink, and you also have purple. Now if you move over to the blinking light or the breathing light, this is where you can either have it as short or you can have it as long. And then you also have the battery levels for the left and the right. Now on the bottom, this is where you can turn on or off the lighting effect. So let me take these off, put them right down over here. Now the lighting is on, but it might be a little hard to see with the bright light on it. So here you can see that they are pulsating, on and off. This is where you can turn them on or you can turn them off. Then you also have your sound effect. So this is what is happening when you are listening to music. And for some reason, I was kind of playing with all of these ones. Original sound sounds pretty good. Live, for some reason, is my favorite. And bass is pretty good, but because they're not in your ear, I would suggest probably going with something that is more live, but you can try bass if you want to. So I went through and I customized one that kind of sounded okay, but I'm not the best at changing all the audios. So I went with live. Again, for me, it just sounds really good. Now this is where you have all of these settings for the gesture control. So this is where you're able to take a look at everything for your left and for your right. So when you take a look at the top, that's what happens when you click for the left or click for the right. Then you take a look at your double click. This is again for the left and then for the right. So you just have to go through all of these ones and make any changes. The way that it comes out stock makes the most sense. So with one little click or one little tap on the left, the volume will go down. On the right, the volume will go up. Then if you take a look at the double click, for both sides, it has a play and pause. So you can either play the song or pause it. For the triple click, for the left, it'll go back a song. On the right, it goes to the next song. And then for a long press, this is where you can activate your mobile assistant. And I believe it's the same for the left and the right. Now there's only one area of improvement that I stated for this first one over here, which hopefully is something that they can do with this application and with all of their buds. And that is when it comes down to the long press. I would love the opportunity to have the volume options for the long press. Because sometimes if you have to turn down or up volume really quickly, if you go too quick, that means you're now doing double click and triple click. So now you're either changing the song or going back a song, when really all you want to do is quickly change the volume of your music. So I would rather, if I could have the click, maybe that would be the play and the pause. And then when it comes down over into the long press for left, I would have it go down in volume for long press, and on the right, I would have it go up in volume. Or what I would do is, because sometimes if you tap on these ends really quickly, maybe you don't want them to do anything. So if I was moving my audio, the volume up and volume down to the long press, then my individual click, which would help me from doing an accidental operation, I would have this no operation moved to the click. A few additional things on this screen. On the top right hand side, this is where you can disconnect, remove device, or look for a firmware upgrade. The top left, that's where it takes you back to this main menu. This is where you can edit what is on the main menu, such as deleting them. And then you also have your settings on the top right hand side, which is about us. You can switch your language, contact, privacy policy, and then also the version information. Now, a few random thoughts and comments on the AceFit Pros is that they are super light. They are very comfortable, so you can go all day wearing these things, even if you have glasses or sunglasses on, and you're gonna be comfortable the whole time. You're not gonna have that stress or that heavy feeling on your ears. Also, when you're outside, if you're running along the street or bicycling, walking, you're able to hear everything all around you. So you might be able to hear some of the nature that's going on around here, and I can hear it too, but I also have music that is being played at this exact same time. Also, you have the ambient lights that is on the sides, so you have that pulsating light that'll also keep you a little bit more safe, to be a little bit more visible when you are along a street. And then as for the call quality, I can have multiple conversations, which I have with these earbuds, and I've asked every single time at the end of the conversation, by the way, did you notice that I was on Bluetooth? And nobody said that they thought I was on Bluetooth. They just thought it was just a regular phone call, just using the regular mics on the phone. So when it comes down to sound quality, they sound really good. They're not gonna be in your ears, but they're gonna be over the ears. You won't have all of that audio loss. It's going directly into your eardrums. Also, call quality is great. They're very, very lightweight. And then also, you're not using additional battery for your ambient noise or the transparency mode, which is allowing for additional sound to come in. So because these are just over the ear, they're not within the ear, you're saving battery life by just having it naturally hear all the sounds around you, rather than using additional battery life to not only listen to music, but also have those microphones turned on for some of the outside noise. Well, I'll say this, one nice thing about over the earbuds is that if there are any type of messages happening at the airport, at least you'll be able to hear exactly what's going on, you know, if it's dealing with your boarding or any other announcements going on. So again, over the earbuds, super nice for this because you don't have to have ambient noise on or transparency mode on for it to use additional battery, just you to hear the environment around you. All right, so we just landed in Brooklyn, and when it comes down to the AceFit Pros for the airplane, I would use regular earbuds for that one, just because you are within 8 to 12 inches of the person on the left or to the right of you. So they may get a little bit of sound if they try to listen for it. Also, when I was sitting there listening to my music, I had it up at full blast. It was like 50% airplane noise, 50% music noise, even though you can hear all the announcements and whatever that could be going on, and you can have a conversation with the person next to you. But if you're somebody who wants to be immersed in your movie or music, I would use regular buds for that one, not over the ear. And then on busy streets like this, you know, Brooklyn, New York City, wherever it may be, it's nice to be able to listen to music, put up to full blast, and I am immersed in it. It's loud enough to cover everything that's happening here, but you're still, you know, environment aware of people honking, trying to get across the streets, yelling at you, whatever the case may be. So the only place so far that I have found that the over-the-ear buds are not the best place so far will be the airplane. For the unboxing, I mean, there's not too much when it comes down to earbuds, but it is very pleasing to get this one open. You just pull that red tab, you pull that string all the way through, and you're able to easily get this thing unboxed. Now you'll have your case with the buds on the inside. There's a little bit of a plastic that you'll have to rip off the front. You also have your USB Type-C to Type-C cable. You have your user manual and warranty guide, along with a microfiber wipe. Now this is just the difference between the AceFit Air versus the AceFit Pro. And I do have to state that the Pro sounds and looks much better. So hopefully you guys have appreciated this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Subscribe on the very bottom left-hand side. And if you like this video, then more than likely you'll also like this video. And I'll see you guys later.